guy was able to do well for 2 or 3 rounds. After that 3rd round, Chocolatito turned that warm level up to hot. Once he turned it up to hot, it got real hot in there.
The fuck is Roy Jones talking about?
You have to know how or learn how to keep that hot button on warm for 12 rounds. If you ever get it to hot, you're in trouble.
All right, thanks very much, Roy. Max Kellerman joins us now.
I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Gennady Golovkin, the WBC Interim, the IBO, the WBA Super World Champion, and the IBF Champion of the world at 160 pounds, just defeated Dominic Wade. He's an Al Heyman fighter via 2nd round TKO. Well, no, 2nd round knockout. He didn't make the 10 count. People are going to say that Dominic Wade came for the check. He got punched in the shoulder. He got punched in the arm, basically, and got knocked out. He didn't want to fight. T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I'm going to be doing a live Google Hangout, a live streaming video where we're going to talk about this fight, after HBO 24/7, Golovkin versus, HBO 24/7, Canelo versus Khan. But let me just explain some things. Dominic Wade was the mandatory, the IBF mandatory. When it comes to the sanctioning bodies, the WBC, the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF does not fuck around. If you don't fight your mandatories, they will strip your motherfucking ass. Ask Cole Froch, ask Tyson Fury. They will strip you. It's the reason why guys like Kell Brook is fighting Kevin Bizier and Jojo Dan. Because the IBF rankings in some divisions are completely fucked up. Now, Golovkin fighting Dominic Wade, he got his mandatory out the way. Remember, this was supposed to be Turiano Johnson, but Turiano Johnson got injured. So expect for Golovkin to fight Turiano Johnson within the next year or so. I'm saying it here first. Expect it. Just expect it. Where does Golovkin go from here? Now, Tom Loeffler, the promoter of Golovkin, is saying that Canelo has 15 days after this fight to agree to fight Golovkin in the future. But Canelo has no plans on fighting Golovkin anytime soon. The question I have is, well, what about the other guys that's ranked by the WBC in 160 pounds? That means that the longer Canelo waits, being WBC champion at 160 pounds, even though he fights the Canelo weight 155, the longer he waits to fight Golovkin, who's the mandatory, the longer it takes for other guys to get a title shot. For example, Amir Khan is fighting for the WBC title 160 pounds. 2 weight divisions above, even though it's only 155, but it's still technically 2 weight divisions above where he was ranked #1 contender at 147. So what about guys that are ranked by the WBC like Arif Magomedov, Chris Eubank Jr., Michael Soro, Jorge Sebastian Hyland? What's up with the WBC? It's inconsistent. I've said in many other videos that I do not feel that the WBC, a Mexican organization, will strip the #1 Mexican boxer in the world, Canelo Alvarez. I don't see it. You got Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, even though he dresses in drag, he has some drug problems, okay? Still my homie, Oscar De La Hoya, has said, we got to let this fight simmer. Golovkin versus Canelo is a fight that the fans want. Even though he has spit all that shit to you, he damn well knows that, there's a good chance. Come on. Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Eric Gomez, they know that there's a good chance that Canelo can lose to Golovkin. They want to build Canelo's name up as much as they possibly can before they put him in there with Golovkin. But one thing that's for sure is, how can you expect for Canelo to be fighting a smaller fighter in Amir Khan, to be using Amir Khan as a build-up for Gennady Golovkin? Truth be told, I don't think that they have any plans on fighting Golovkin, because boxing is a business. Golden Boy is, put it this way, Canelo is Golden Boy Promotions. As far as the boxers, active boxers are concerned, they need to make sure that Canelo stays around for a long time. Canelo at this point in time, since Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are gone, he's the #1 pay-per-view attraction in boxing, like it or not. He's the #1 pay-per-view. Canelo Alvarez is the #1 pay-per-view guy in boxing right now. And do you think, even though Dominic Wade shouldn't have been there in there with Golovkin, do you think that they're not looking at this fight like, damn, let's try to hold this off until May 2017? Golden Boy's already said it. Oscar De La Hoya has already said that they're not planning on fighting Golovkin until next year. Until next year, 2017. Remember, Golovkin is getting old. He's damn near 35. Golovkin is getting up there. Now, I understand in this day and age with modern medicine and technology and all that shit, that boxers can fight much later in life than they were able to before. But for crying out loud, one thing I can't get over is, listen, Dominic Wade got punched in the arm. He got punched in the arm and got knocked out. You didn't see him holding his shoulder like, shit, that arm shot, You didn't see none of that shit, man. He didn't want to fight. But the good thing about all of this is, and HBO 24/7 Canelo versus Conor is about to come on. The good thing about all of this is that we're seeing Al Heyman fighters on HBO. So which means that Al Heyman fighters can come over to HBO and fight Golovkin. But if not, if not Canelo next, then who is Golovkin going to fight? He's running out of options. He's running out of options. When it comes to Billy Joe Saunders is saying, yeah, I'll fight Golovkin. I'll fight Golovkin in the summer. Of course he'll say that, but then what will Billy Joe Saunders do? And I'm a Billy Joe Saunders fan. What will he do? He'll likely say, well, he's got to come to the UK, and also I want $5 million. He'll price himself out. He'll price himself out. When it comes to Danny Jacobs will be fighting Andy Lee, but then that's that political divide. Danny Jacobs has not signed to Showtime, but yet he's a Showtime fighter. Will Al Heyman allow Danny Jacobs to go over to HBO and fight, and fight Golovkin? Golovkin is running out of fights. He's running out of fights at 160 pounds. He's running out of fights. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. As I said in previous videos, for those who haven't watched, listen, I'm handling some shit. So May, June, definitely June, I'm going to be back to a full-time schedule. I'm launching a website. By the way, shout out to Styles Make Fights. Chris, I saw you there in the second row, third row. I saw you there doing big things. Hang in there, guys. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook like that too much anymore, but on Twitter, I'm definitely on there every day. Please subscribe.